Hi guys, welcome to our first revision session on society and state. Okay, so the first thing to note in this period is the low life expectancy at only 28.41 leads to uncertainty throughout the period. Also a big thing is religion, which we'll get into later topics, but when you think Elizabeth's father had led the English Reformation, his son Edward had furthered the Protestant cause, and that's when the other way when Bloody Mary turned it back to Catholicism. So this is what Elizabeth's facing at only 25. There's an unequal society. We've got the nobility at the top. These are the lords who support Elizabeth. We've got the gentry, the landowning class. We've got the yeomans, who are like a lower gentry, who own parcels of land throughout England. They often give that land to tenant farmers. Tenant farmers will again work on that land. Then you have the landless, the labouring poor, and the vagrants, which will be a big part of our key topic 3. Now, we've also got a change in the city itself. When we've got the merchants at the top, very rich class, we've got the skilled craftsmen. So you look at the incoming of the guilds, again, which we'll get into it later. But you can notice at the bottom we have the unemployed. Right, so let's have a look at Elizabeth's government. First one to note is the court itself. Now, the court, full of nobles, they were closest to Elizabeth or the monarch. They would often want to put on a display of wealth and power. It was quite a privileged position. Robert Dudley being a famous one, which we'll look at later on in this topic. Their role was basically to advise the monarch and to entertain when foreign guests came. And they also had a lot of influence at court as well. You have the ear of the monarch if you're in the court. Now, we've also got the Privy Council. They are like Elizabeth's guys to get things done. William Cecil being one of the most famous. They would debate current issues and maintain law and order. They'd also monitor the goings on in Parliament. They were normally senior officials. There was 19 of them, and they met about 3 times a week. Also close advisors of the monarch. So the Parliament, similar to today, is House of Commons, House of Lords. Their responsibility is mainly for taxation and to advise the monarch. They met very rarely and few people could vote, however useful for raising funds for war. We've also got the Lord's Lieutenant. Now, quite a privileged position this. Good example is Robert Devereux. They were really mainly for the defence of the land. They would raise and train the militia, which is citizen soldiers, and they would help protect and support the local government. Now, justice is the peace. Now, this is again a very privileged position. Often members of the Privy Council were part of this role. They pushed through social and economic policies, and they also carried out court cases. So that's what we have here for society and government. I'll catch you next time.